I'm going to show you how to make a diamond pattern using tie-dye, and this is actually one of my favorite techniques. I have an example here that you can see the diamond, and this is one version of it, and then I have a bigger diamond-shaped version of it that in here. You can see that all the patterns are created like using lines, and for this we'll be doing some folding. This pattern really only involves folding and creasing. So you have your fabric and you want to start by accordion fold it in one of directions. So in this direction I'm going to accordion fold it in 3 because it's a pretty narrow fabric and I want my diamonds to be big. And what you have to keep in mind is that the folds that you're making are actually going to be the lines on your pattern. So if you make the folds pretty narrow, then your pattern will be smaller. And if you make the folds pretty big, then your pattern will be bigger. So I folded already my fabric in 3 parts and I did accordion folding. Now I'm going to fold it in triangular shapes, also accordion. So I'll fold one way to one side and the other way on the other side. So I'm folding it. And you want to do this until all you have is a triangular section, little bundle. And then my last one is going to be a funky looking triangle, but that is okay. So in the end of it, you should finish with a triangle little folded bundle. And so to remind you again what we're really doing here, we're creasing and folding the fabric to create the lines that then you'll see on the diamond. So all my lines here will actually create these lines in the diamond. For instance, in this one, it's pretty easy to see that I have one side here, the other side here, and then the other side here, and then you'll repeat because you did the accordion folding. If you're going to put this in an immersion bath, you want to make sure that your triangle will stay together. The easiest way to do it is by using a string or rubber bands. So you might want to just place a rubber band around the 2 edges of the triangle. And remember that because you're putting a rubber band, that in these parts where the rubber band is, the dye won't really go through. So on top of it all, you'll also have a resist here in the front faces of it. And you can see in my example that these triangles in the corner were my front and my back, and you can see tiny resists with the rubber bands. If you use pretty thin rubber bands, they almost be invisible, and that's my favorite method. But otherwise you could just put a clamp or anything you wanted, but you always need to think that whatever you use to keep the triangle together will cause a resist as well. At this point you could just dump it in the dye bath. Normally prepared just by mixing dye with a dye activator, and you let it sit for 1 hour, and then after that you rinse it and you're good to go. And these are just 2 examples of how to make diamond shapes using tie-dye, such as in this.